people crossing the border to come into our country. Mexico is a little bit different in weather and climate, but they have volcanoes going off and things as well. There's a lot of UFO activity there, probably more so than a lot of places in the United States. What are they running from? I'm going to tell you, there's a lot they're running from. We need to go to this other place of this world, okay? Weather, rain, snow, temperatures, things like that actually affect the person, no matter where they live. Sometimes in a good way, sometimes in a bad way, sometimes both. It might start out good and turn bad, it might start out bad and turn good. But usually it's going to change the weather in a great way. And I'm not talking like the sun and the moon going around the planet and stuff like that. I mean, well, when we go around it. But what's really happening to this planet with the weather, with the things going on? You need to look at them. Because they're not natural. And when I was at Sargel18, we filmed some really weird things. I don't want to get into them too much detail unless he doesn't come in on the hour. If he doesn't even come in by then, we'll see. But we have to look at life. I say look at life this way. Draw a piece of paper. Take out a piece of paper and draw a 125 on the top of it. Well, that's when you're going to leave this planet, if not any time before that. What would you like to achieve between now and then? You should write these things down and memorize them or put them in a place where you can pull them out and look at it. Because it's nice to know if you're moving forward or not. It's nice to know if you became a cricket or a butterfly. I mean, people have these different ideas, but what is right for you? There's so many things coming through my mind right now. We need to go back to the idea of what are we doing? Can we change something? Should we change something? Should we sit back and listen or hide from it? Well, there's only one true answer. Be as active as you can. Sure. Oh, it might be this, it might be that. It might be a lot of things. Being real to yourself and real to spirit is the most important. Well, we each have this little particular place in our lives where we feel we need to go, what we're going to do. Now, Trump comes out, and he said it from the beginning, there's no such thing as global climate change. Well, this is something that's really, really bizarre. In the year that he's been here, we had, and are having, worse thunderstorms, lightning storms, tornadoes, hurricanes, earthquakes, the worst. Well, I was just hoping that we can get this going. Just checking here. I'm going to try one more time. Give me a couple seconds here. Well, we'll just have to dive into this. I'm just so frustrated. I need to put it out there. Phone's not even dialing. Well,
please leave your message for...
Well, I didn't get him. So, let's get into this. We all have our stories. We all have our truths, which I've been talking about. What are you doing with them? What are you really doing with your truth? Is it helping you? How is it? Please, if you got an answer to any question I ask you, please send it to me. hawksblood1@AOL.com, and I'll reply to it. But when people say they know and it's theirs and this, that, and the other thing, you own land. Do you really own part of the United States? You think you do? Do you own your wife? Some countries think they do. We're creating useless morals. There were morals in the world one time, and they were taken out little by little, pushed out, closed out, written out. However, if there was a truth there, they made sure it disappeared, even to the extent of killing. Truth is scary to everybody. Today, right now, as we speak. To show you what I do daily. I write 20 letters a day, roughly, or more. Go on the earthquake chart twice a day, once in the morning, once at night. See what's going on there. I try to pull up 1 or 2 videos, UFO videos, and anybody complaining or talking about a real hot topic, and see what they know and what they talk about. And then I go on my computer and write what I want to do for my next workshop, next lecture, and what thoughts I want to put into it. What do I think I want to create by doing it? It's not easy. I mean, I'm only doing 2 shows a week right now. And if I start doing what we saw Sagel18, I might be doing another one every week or whatever. So it's a busy time for me. It's active. Active in a way, I'm doing something that I feel is the best that I can do right now for people. If I went to work and made $1 million, that indirectly would not help anybody. If I went to work and made $5 million and built 5 temples or 5 schools or 5 churches, whatever, it would benefit somebody. Would it benefit the right people? An unaware soul cannot make right decisions. The right to be right is based on being aware, knowing your decision is right. That all might sound contradictory to each other. There's no truth except the real truth. If you don't know the real truth, you know no truth. So, in this scenario, and Trump comes out and says, oh, there's no such thing as global change, global climate, and all that. Well, we do have a serious problem going on. Just a matter of who's going to determine where it's coming from and why. Well, we made multiple inventions that could actually play with the weather. Right now, man is very easy at adapting to things, messing them up, playing with them, using them or abusing them, whatever it is. So, when somebody says, let's take away the pollution control, what are they doing? What are they doing to the planet? What are they doing to the world? What are they doing to their children? Let's start burning coal. Well, I wanted to get there anyway, so we're getting there the long way. What does that mean? Do you know anything about burning trees? What they do to the ozone layer? When there's 100 trees burning, you know what it does to the ozone layer. When there's 1,000 trees, do you know what it's doing to the ozone layer? Go up in number, going up the percentage of how bad they really are. We're facing a serious condition. All right. when we talk about the weather, and we talk about why, how, who, people get involved with common sense based on a programmed idea. Well, we can't control the weather, so it's just natural. We can't do this, or we can't do that. And then that's the way they work with their solution and their truth. Truth is, if you knew what we can do with the HARP system, with the weather, your eyes might open up and say, wow, they can move that cloud, they can do this to it, they can do that to it. Without that awareness, it's useless, whatever you're thinking. No matter how you put it together, if you don't know the truth, it's hard to relate anything to that could be beneficial. So if we start burning coal, start fracking more places in the United States, start fracking more places in the ocean, I would call that the black hole. Not the black hole they want to find and hope comes through the solar system and we can go through it or something like that. No. You destroy your reality, you create a black hole. Much simpler way to view it or interpret it. But we have things called earthquakes, tsunamis. Alright? Two of them both react with each other. When an earthquake happens, if it's near water, it puts out an energy wave, and it creates a tidal wave, and that tidal wave goes across the ocean. Alright? So, I mean, I feel sorry for some people, but I can't do anything for them. If they wake up, they can. So, leave it in your hands. And we got all these scenarios of it. Let's not talk about chemtrails. Why not? Michael Murphy, I was friends with for a couple of years when I was living on the island. He moved off. I think he's out in California right now. But what were we talking about? What were we doing? Filming as many pictures as we can, trying to explain what they are. It's not common sense of what they are, because if you analyze it, they're different. Contrails, chemtrails. And science doesn't want to do that. They don't want people to know how bad things are, especially in certain places. Alright? Controlling the weather sounds kind of crazy. But you control your car. You get a drone and you play with your little control and you control that plane. How do you do that? There's nothing connecting you to your plane. How do you make it go up, down, sideways, and all those kind of things? With your little remote control box that's connected to a brain. Not a human brain, a computer brain. And a computer chip which sends out the signals for the body to do certain things. Were you attacked or this or that by what you think you were? In this story that just went down, I mean, the evidence is pretty messed up. I wish there was a little more solid evidence, but there wasn't. So, in the interim, in Hawaii, we've been having not major earthquakes ever since the big one went off and we had the volcano going off and stuff. We've been having 2s to 3s, 3.5s, maybe a 4 once in a while. But today, right now, right this very second, New Guinea had a 6.3. On top of that one, okay? Now get this. We have two scenarios. Alright. When people talk about chemtrails, contrails, what it's affecting, and then Trump comes out and says, okay, let's burn coal. Let's take our lifts off of corporations polluting. Let's start drilling into the ocean. We've got these giant storms growing everywhere. This one is 400 miles wide, and it's going to be hitting Florida today. It's already started. I'm 6 hours difference. I was only 5 hours different than TJ. But who knows how she's doing, what's happening out there right now. I'm doing a show. I don't think what's in the news until later. But